Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. This is Titanic FDB, Titanic FDB, Titanic FDB. Mayday. We are 1 mile north of the
Open waters of Port Phillip Bay, one of the most treacherous bays in the world, marine radio is more than just a communications tool. It's a vital lifeline.
There are 5 people on board. Registration number.
The Mayday call should only be used when your vessel is in grave or imminent danger. 100% of searches conducted by Coast Guard and the Water Police could be prevented if people carried marine radio.
Most people who are buying a new boat probably don't think twice about spending up to $15,000 on that boat. But when it comes to $200 for safety equipment like a marine radio, they consider that a waste of money. That is, until they're really in danger. Hi, I'm Glenn Minton. Welcome to Mayday. The purpose of this video is to explain the importance of marine radio, how to select the right transceiver for your boat, to show you practical examples of how to use your radio and the type of license you'll need to operate that radio. For years, truck drivers and motorists have used CB radios for communication with other motorists, for getting information on traffic, distress calling, or just general conversation. Boat owners have their own radios for communications too. This is known as marine radio. If you have a marine radio on board your boat, you can receive important information like the weather, other boats that are in danger, or be able to transmit your location so that assistance can arrive quickly. The Australian Volunteer Coast Guard and the Water Police monitor the marine radio frequencies and also respond to breakdowns and distress calls. In the open waters of Port Phillip Bay, one of the most treacherous bays in the world, marine radio is more than just a communications tool. It's a vital lifeline. Boat operators not carrying marine radios may find themselves stranded for hours with no one knowing where they are.
Almost 100% of searches conducted by Coast Guard and the Water Police could be prevented if people carried marine radio. We find that vessels can call up using the marine radio, give us details of their problem or the situation, and we can communicate with them as we attempt to find them. If they don't carry the radio, they're reported overdue by people at home or friends, and we have no idea of where they are, and therefore we have to initiate a search in order to locate them.
About 30% of boats don't carry radios, and 50% of those do not know how to use them properly. Some people will buy radios just to monitor the marine channels. This is a bit like buying a set of encyclopedias and never reading them.
Coast Guard encourages boat operators to use their marine radio frequently. This makes them more familiar with the control and operating of the set. When a distress situation occurs, they'll be more competent to get the relevant information across to the Marine Search and Rescue Operations Centre. By now you're probably wondering what type of radio I'm going to need for my boat and how much I'm going to have to pay for one.
There are 3 types of marine radios for boats. The first and most cheapest is the 27 MHz transceiver. These transceivers are ideal for small boats, like the hobby fisherman who doesn't need an elaborate radio. They cost around $200, which makes them a good investment. There are 6 common channels on 27 MHz. These are 27.88 MHz, distress and calling, 27.86 MHz, alternative distress and calling, weather reports, position reports and tide information, 27.90 MHz and 27.91 MHz, domestic ship to shore, 27.94 MHz, club events, ship to shore and intership, and 27.96 MHz, intership not for base station use. The most important thing to note is that 40-channel CBs, like the ones found in cars and trucks, are also 27 MHz, but operate at a different frequency to marine 27 MHz transceivers. The biggest disadvantage of 27 MHz radios is that bad weather and electrical interference will affect the clarity and range of your transceiver. VHF radio is a far more superior marine radio. It has clear transmission and reception, is not affected by the weather, and has the capability of being able to make phone calls from your boat. This is known as seaphone. This transceiver is aimed at the more serious boat owner who doesn't want to compromise safety or who spends a great deal of time in the water. The VHF channels are Channel 16, Distress, Safety and Calling, Channel 67, 6 and 8, Safety, Weather Port Operation and Commercial, Channels 9 to 20, Port Operation, and Channels 23 to 27, Seaphone. There are a total of 55 channels on VHF with a price tag of $400 for the transceiver. The disadvantage with the VHF is you have to be in line of sight to transmit. It has a range of about 50 nautical miles. The last of the marine transceivers is the MFHF, which stands for medium frequency, high frequency. These transceivers have the capability of transmitting 1,000 nautical miles and are fitted to ocean yachts and ships. The price of one of these transceivers is around the $2,000 mark.
Coast Guard monitors all marine distress frequencies. We monitor 27.88 in the 27 MHz band. We monitor channel 16 in the VHF band, and we monitor 2182 and 2524 in the HF band. The VHF and HF emergency frequencies are also monitored by the O2C coast station at Cape Schanck, known as Melbourne Radio or Victor India Mike.
All transceivers must be approved and licensed by the Department of Communications. In the case of a 27 MHz transceiver, the radio is licensed. In the case of VHF and MFHF, both operator and transceiver are licensed. An annual fee is paid for the license, and fees and application forms can be obtained from your local Coast Guard or Department of Communication. It's important to be licensed so the operator has a legal call sign. A call sign is issued by the Department of Communications once the operator is licensed. I've paid my license, I have a legal call sign. Now let's look at the procedures on how to make a call. There are a number of procedures that an operator must follow when calling on marine radio. The first is not to transmit when someone else is transmitting. Be concise, clear and positive on the air. Use the word over at the end of each transmission. Use the word Romeo where you would answer yes. At the end of the transmission, state your call sign followed by the word out. The silence periods occur on the hour every hour and last till 3 minutes past the hour, and again at 30 minutes past the hour till 33 minutes past the hour. During the silence period, all transmission should stop unless it's a distress call. After a distress call, you may hear the word silence. This means that all transmission should stop till the silence is cleared by the words silence finish. Now you're ready for some practical examples on how to make a call. Listen to these examples and you'll detect something common in each of them. First, the wanted station's call sign, the call sign of the operator, and the reason for the call.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is Titanic FDB, Titanic FDB, Titanic FDB. Mayday. We are 1 mile north of the West Channel pile. We've hit a submerged object and are sinking. Our vessel is an 8-metre cruiser, blue hull, white cabin. There are 5 people on board. Registration number MN134.
Mayday Titanic, this is Coast Guard Queenscliff, VH3 Alpha AA. Romeo, received your mayday. Please confirm that you have life jackets on, over.
Coast Guard Queenscliff, this is Titanic. Yes, we do have life jackets on board. We'll put the life jackets on now, over.
Thank you, Titanic. This is Coast Guard Queenscliff. We have a vessel approximately 3 miles from you and we will direct it to your location now, over.
Romeo, Coast Guard Queenscliff, Titanic waiting for your vessel, out.
Thank you, Titanic. This is Coast Guard Queenscliff, out.
The mayday call should only be used when your vessel is in grave or imminent danger. Up-to-date weather forecasts are available through the Coast Guard base stations. These forecasts are updated by the Weather Bureau via the Telex network, and the boat operator can call Coast Guard stations and request an up-to-date weather forecast.
Coast Guard Queenscliff, Coast Guard Queenscliff. This is Pisces FDQ requesting a weather report and slack water at the heads, over.
Pisces FDQ, this is Coast Guard Queenscliff. Good morning. Please confirm change to channel 67, over.
Romeo, confirming 67.
Pisces FDQ, Coast Guard Queenscliff. Going ahead with the boating forecast for Port Phillip Bay, issued by the Bureau of Meteorology Melbourne at 7:25 this morning. A north to northeast wind of 10 to 15 knots, freshening to about 20 knots, ahead of a southwesterly change of similar strength this evening. Waves rising to 1 metre, and the outlook for Sunday, a fresh southwesterly wind. The slackwater time flood for the heads is 13:04, over.
Romeo, Coast Guard Queenscliff, thank you very much for that. This is Pisces, out.
Thank you, Pisces. Coast Guard Queenscliff, clear.
Coast Guard Queenscliff, Coast Guard Queenscliff, this is CKI, over.
CKI, this is Coast Guard Queenscliff. Good morning. Can you confirm changing to 27.86, over?
Confirm 86, over.
CKI, this is Coast Guard Queenscliff. Good morning.
Good morning, Coast Guard. We're about to depart from the Queenscliff cutting for Sorrento. We have 3 people on board. One is a child. We expect to arrive at Sorrento at about 5 p.m. Over.
Right, CKI, thank you for that. We've logged that. And if you could give us a call when you arrive at Sorrento, over.
Romeo, Coast Guard Queenscliff, CKI out.
Thank you, CKI, Coast Guard Queenscliff, clear.
Boat operators can use the services of Coast Guard to lodge a sailing plan. The sailing plan should include the point of departure, the destination, the estimated time of arrival, and the number of people on board. This information can be very important in helping determine the search area if the vessel is reported overdue. Boat operators are also encouraged to get radio checks whilst on the water. This firstly makes sure their equipment is operating correctly and also helps to make them more familiar with the equipment's operation.
VH3 Alpha AA, VH3 Alpha AA, this is Misty Blue, Misty Blue.
Misty Blue, this is VH3 Alpha AA. Good morning. Could you change to 27.86, over?
Romeo, changing to 86.
Misty Blue, this is VH3 Alpha AA. Go ahead now, please, over.
VH3 Alpha AA, Misty Blue. Could I please have a radio check, over?
Misty Blue, this is VH3 Alpha AA. Your radio check is loud and clear. Could I have your location, please, over?
Romeo, 1 mile off Point Lonsdale, over.
Romeo, thank you, Misty Blue. This is VH3 Alpha AA, clear.
Misty Blue, out. Pan, 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 pan. This is the Poseidon QBC, the Poseidon QBC, the Poseidon QBC. We are 2 miles south of Point Lonsdale and we have lost our propeller. We are taking some water, but we are not in danger of sinking immediately. There are 5 people on board. Vessel is an 8-metre cruiser, blue hull, white cabin, registration number MN134. We require a tow to Queenscliff, over.
Hello, Pan Pan. Hello, Pan Pan. This is VH3 Alpha AA. VH3 Alpha AA. Can you please confirm changing to 86, over?
Romeo, changing to 86.
Hello, Pan Pan Poseidon. This is VH3 Alpha AA. We've received your Pan Pan and we have a vessel that is inside the heads. We shall divert her out to your location now, over.
Thank you, Coast Guard Queenscliff.
Thank you, Poseidon. Our vessel will be there shortly. Coast Guard Queenscliff, out.
Poseidon, out.
The pan or request for assistance call should be used when there is no immediate threat to the vessel. Situations requiring this call include a flat battery, out of fuel, or mechanical problems. The security call will be heard prior to a navigation warning or possibly a strong wind warning.
Security, security, security. Hello all stations, hello all stations. This is VH3 Alpha AA, VH3 Alpha AA, Coast Guard Radio Queenscliff. It has been reported that a waterlogged, dismasted catamaran is drifting about 1 mile east of Queenscliff Creek. All vessels are advised to keep a careful watch. This is VH3 Alpha AA, out.
I hope this brief look at Marine Radio has been informative for you. If you have any questions, you should ask your local Australian Volunteer Coast Guard to answer them for you. Remember, by making the Coast Guard's job easier, you're making boating safer.